Here's the boring commenting strategy that's working extremely well on X for the top B2B founders. And it's not just getting a bunch of hoopla, it's actually driving revenue, booked meetings with ideal clients. So, for example, I have Michael here, who's one of my ideal clients. And just to show you the exact workflow on how I got him to say, drop me a DM. So, I actually got him to say that to me. It's super simple. So, first, right, here's Michael. So, what we're going to do, just to walk you kind of back, and you can see I have Mark here, right? DM me, I can share exactly how we get into a DM conversation with your ideal clients and then turn that into a book meeting. So, first thing, you're going to take your top 5 or 10 authorities in your niche. So, let's say for me, we work with a lot of B2B founders, software founders, agency owners, coaches, consultants. So, Michael would be considered like a sales consultant essentially, or a software founder for Sales Mastery HQ. So, Cody Sanchez, she gets a lot of traction with that audience. So, she's one of my top people. Alex Hormozi is another one. Dan Martell is another one, right? And you can always use AI. Just type in what's my ideal client, who are they following? So you know your ideal client. If you don't, you should do some research there. But you would ask is who are software founders following today on X, and who's the authority figure that they respect and are loyal to? And that person should be posting at least 5 to 10 times a day. Explain why. So now here we're gonna go in, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna like the post. I'd like to comment on Cody's post as well. So I went ahead and commented on that. You don't have to worry about that. I'll show you how to do that in a second here with a custom GPT. And then from there has responded, and there's like 120 people that responded to Cody. So Cody's not going to respond to my reply. That's not the idea. I just want to get visibility when I respond to her. That's it, because 18,000 people saw her one post, and this has been since 4 days now. So we're January 28th, right? And now with Michael, you can see that he posted, he's got some likes, and then I can reply to Michael specifically and start a conversation in the comment section of X, right? And this is the gold here. So you're gonna go in and actually do a good comment, right? I just looked at what he said, looked at Cody's post. It's pretty easy, and then just came up with, oh, like those 3 are great of what he's talking about. And then I mentioned that I just finished a system for my team. We should talk more sales if you're open to it, because he's a sales mastery guy. Trade some notes on AI, because we're talking about AI and sales reps, because he said he's trained 500 sales reps. So it's all lining up. And then always down to trade notes, drop me a DM, curious what you built for the follow-up system. So now he's curious about what I built, right? Sounds good. I'll send over a DM. And then if I open this up and we go into Michael's profile here, you're going to see I followed him quickly, and I can track him internally and with our software here, which is really good. So I can see that I've already invited him to a call. But if I scroll back here, I'll just close this. You can see I just continued the conversation, right? Hope you're having a solid weekend. This is on a Saturday. I'll send over a snapshot of what I built with your team and give you a good idea. And I just left it at that, right? I didn't ask any questions. I didn't pitch or anything. And then he said, hey, awesome. Send it over on my end. This is what's happening. So now he's giving me a lot of information. I was like, that's awesome. Lots going on. That's a good thing. I obviously just kind of read it quickly to understand what he's got going on, and I would want to know more about this. And then I sent him my stuff, and then we went back and forth, right? And from there, we're just building rapport. And then I asked him what he's planning to do, right? How are you getting the playbooks into more sales leaders' hands? So this is the key transition question to put it over into a sales conversation, because now I'm asking him what are you doing marketing and lead generation wise to sell more of these playbooks, right? Because that's what he's talking about. So he's like boots on the ground for now, building X audience, word of mouth, planning outreach, right? So no paid ads yet. He's really open to ideas if he's seen something work on your end. So that gave me the boom opening to say yeah, we have seen some really good stuff, especially on X, on LinkedIn. Let's go, right? So I went to LinkedIn first because we're on X. And then I said, but we also have some good strategies on X because we are on X. I want to loop those back in. And he's like, drop me a calendar, just a name. And I'll say, here's my link. So actually, I'll just grab my one-on-one calendar here. And I'll say, we'll go back into the ends. Let me know if you can't find the time on my cal. Right? And now we've booked a call. So I've invited him to a call, booking link sent. I'm just going to move him over in my FlowChat system just so I know exactly what's going on with Michael. And then we can do the same thing with Mark, right? So Mark, a little bit further back in the process, where this was yesterday where we started going back and forth. And this was on John Brosio's post. So same strategy, right? John Brosio, a good funnel is like a good movie. right? Born identity is one of my favorite, great example. So I talk about born. This was actually, I took a screenshot and put it in my GPT and got sped things up for me. And then the GPT asked this question. So it's like tough to do. We call it the 400K system, which is awesome. And then boom, or in a conversation, DM me if I can share. So very interested, follow you, send you a DM, and then we're in that convo. So that's working extremely well. And the other thing that we can do, and that we're specialists, and that's really important, is you want to make sure it's the right people. You want to make sure that they have a blue check mark, that they have a certain amount of followers, they're in a certain like space, certain industry, right? So we use our own software, FlowChat, to do this because we can automatically do this. I used to have a virtual assistant that did this, but this is something that's very important. And by the way, quick tip, if when you do find your influencers, so for example, like Cody Sanchez or somebody like Alex Hormozi, follow them and then hit this bell, not about the account, but hit the bell and then you'll get notified. Like I just turn it off and on, but you'll get notified of all the notifications. So, and then as soon as they post in your notifications, you'll see, if I scroll to the top, the first thing right here, the bell, is all the people that are posting. So now, for example, I can go into Dan Martell's and be one of the first comments and then start engaging with the people who are engaging, right? And these people, like Landon here, for example, he helps athletes. So he's probably a coach, probably my ideal client. And then I would start engaging with that and boom, now we can drive and we can book like 3 to 5 calls per day, meetings per day, simply just by driving traffic through commenting. And you don't even have to post your own content. It doesn't hurt, but that is something that you're leveraging somebody else's content and their audience and driving it into your own audience. So yeah, I hope this helps. If you're interested, we're going to break down this strategy even more, give you the exact pipeline. We call it a flow because we're FlowChat. I'm the VP of sales here. And we just started a new community to allow you to come in. Generally, we charge like thousands of dollars per year to get coaching with us. But in today's day and age, there's a thing called school. So we started a school community. It's only $9 a month. Go ahead and join. We're going to call it the FlowChat Labs. Go ahead, join our school community, click the button below. And if it's there, you'll get in. We'll see you in there. And you'll get some coaching. You'll get this exact messaging strategy, commenting strategy, our whole flow, tech stack, and you'll get to see what we're doing and what's working on X, but not only on X, on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're on 15 different social media platforms, but the big 5 mainly. And I mentioned X twice, but yeah, there you go.